Good morning. This is Nate Irvine for Band of Survivors update number 21 for Sunday, July the 19th. This past week, as you know, we've been at the Kroc Center on the south side of Chicago since Tuesday, doing a lot of stuff. And I just wanted to kind of recap what we've been doing and the importance of what we've been doing there. If you take a look at like Google Maps, I want you to go to Google Maps right now. Go to Google Maps, do it. googlemaps.com and look up Cooper Park, Chicago, Illinois. It should take you to a park that's on 117th and, not Morgan, 117th and some street down there, Loomis, that's what it is. 117th and Loomis. If you go 5 blocks east, there is another school on 117th called Higgins Academy. Higgins is a place that the Kroc Center currently meets in for church services. They do all the programs out of there and have a great partnership with the school. Anyways, between those 5 blocks from Cooper Park to Cooper Park to Higgins is kind of a war-torn area, I guess you could say. Within that neighborhood, 5 blocks, it's split in half. Some say the dividing line's Elizabeth Street, some say it's Racine, but it's divided in half simply by geography. And if someone from one side crosses over to another, they're putting themselves at risk to get shot, not because they're of a rival gang necessarily or anything like that, but just because they're from the other side of the street. Before we showed up at the Kroc Center the weekend before, 6 murders had taken place in that neighborhood, and more had taken place while we were there. Just pretty crazy to think about, but just to give you an understanding, you could be in this area, you can have someone from the same gang on one side of the street, someone from the same gang on the other side of the street, still trying to kill each other because they're from opposite sides of that street. That's just the nature of the area there, and so we intentionally had been doing VBS, Vacation Bible School, on the two sides of that neighborhood at Cooper Park, and then on the opposite side at Higgins. And just to kind of continue to prove my point, we were at Cooper Park the first day on Tuesday, and we made friends with this guy named Josh. He was like he's a 12-year-old guy. It looks like he's 21 though. Anyways, we made great friends with him. You know, he was a really cool kid, and we asked him if he was going to come to Higgins the next day and to help out and just be at VBS. And he told us straight up that he doesn't go over there. He just doesn't cross the line. You know, that's just the mentality that he has grown up with, and the mentality he's going to continue living. But anyways, so the Kroc area, that's where we've been, and we intentionally went to those two neighborhoods to be a presence in both, to kind of try to unite the two groups. You know, maybe that if they were to see the Army at Cooper Park, see the Army at Higgins, we could build relationships with both and start being part of that unification process. It was a rough week. We left. I think it was on a Thursday night. We left from Cooper Park, and we were driving to McDonald's just to get some refreshments because it was really hot. And as we were leaving, squad cars were passing us, going just from where we came from. And the next day, we'd found out that there was a murder that had taken place right behind Higgins School. Actually, some kid had been shot. He was 16 years old and been shot 12 times by a 17-year-old. And this 17-year-old, I believe, had a daughter, and the mom had recently passed away. So, you have this 17-year-old kid who basically just possibly orphaned his child because of a series of bad choices. So the Kroc Center, it's a necessary thing. The core in there is a necessary thing, and we were just glad to be part of the ministry the whole week. And then that's why we did a prayer walk in that neighborhood. We were able to march from Higgins to Cooper, praying for the neighborhood, praying against the violence and the killings and all those things. And oddly enough, there weren't any killings that night, which is really cool, and I praise and testimony to what we were doing there. But anyways, more specific to Sunday, we had a normal holiness meeting, all led by Banner survivors for the most part. Angelina, Ariel, and Melissa gave testimonies about kind of their lives and just what God's been doing in them during Banner survivors. And Tabitha gave a good wrap-up message, just a challenge to Banner survivors. Molly Williams celebrated her 16th birthday with us, and then we had a cool leaders outing. We went out as the leadership, we went to Cozy's, we went to get coffee, went to the lake, just some time away from the kids. It was good, and I might have stepped in poop. Just saying, it's gross. But we are now officially moving into the debriefing week. As of today, Monday, we don't go to a core this week. We don't go out serving for the week. We stay at CFOT, and we try to transition them to take what they've learned, the spiritual disciplines, specifically of prayer, Bible study, scripture memorization, community, and ministry at the core, how they're going to do that when they get back home, to think critically and practically, and put it down on paper and all those sorts of things. So it's hard to believe, but we have 5 days left. BOS has gone extremely fast, but it's been extremely great and fruitful. Just wanted to leave you with a scripture that we've been memorizing. Today we're going to start memorizing verses 9 to 10 of James chapter 1. And it says, "The brother in humble circumstances ought to take pride in his high position, but the one who is rich should take pride in his low position, because he will pass away like a wild flower." And that's it.